Hey guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 256. I hope you guys had a good day and are doing better than yesterday. But time is currently 5:34. A bit tired today because last night I had perhaps one of the weirdest dreams, and honestly, it was also a good dream. So I also wanted to stay in bed and finish it. But that being said, guys, today's a new day. Today's Friday, and let's do what I said I was going to do to start my project. So I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
So guys, it is 8:57. Just came back from an amazing leg session. Although this morning my quads was about to tear, right? That's how painful it felt. But after going to the gym, guys, after stretching, after warming up, everything was all good. So I am pretty happy with that. But today I want to talk about why it is important to stay stubborn but also be humble. Right? Why do I stay stubborn? I'm not saying be stubborn to be arrogant, to be egotistic, but being stubborn in this context means to be focused on believing something that you're not comfortable with, and being humble means that there's different ways for you to reach your end goal, right? There's no one solution to fix all your problems. There's many solutions to fix your problems. So being humble in this context means that you allow new information to come in. You're not so rigid, and you're not really so egotistic, believing that your way is simply the highway. Now, being stubborn is important, guys. Although sometimes it's viewed as something bad, like, oh, you don't want to change, or you're stuck in this way of thinking. Well, although that's somewhat the way it's true, but being stubborn can be as a good thing, right? Being stubborn sometimes, if you're stubborn on the right track, it is a good thing. Now, why do I think it's a good thing? Because a lot of the times we want to change, and that's a fact, right? We want to be better. We want to buy that luxury car. We want to be more financially free. We want to have things that we can't have now, and that requires us to change, right? It is almost impossible to want something more if you don't do anything about it, right? How do you think more things will come to you if you don't either add more value or sacrifice or make an impact? Something has to change, right? You're not gonna get the girl you want or the supermodel or that. You're not gonna get a freaking Lamborghini by still working your 9 to 5 job. Again, not hating your job, but sometimes logic and reality just doesn't meet like that, right? So you have to change, and by default, if we want to be better, then we have to change. But sometimes change can be hard. Why? Because we are surrounded by people, we are in an environment for a long time that conduced us to change, right? We are around people who, first of all, don't want to change. They might want to change, but their actions don't align with their belief. They be going out on every weekend, getting drunk, getting wasted, and forgetting about their responsibilities, forgetting about their priorities, and neglecting their own health and purpose. So, if we associate with these people, right, not only we will be sucked into their routines and lifestyle, but their beliefs will be put onto us, and our belief might be shaped around their belief because this is how humans work. We are social creatures and we want to be fitting. We want to fit in because, hey, to be lonely, that is a very, well, let's say, not enjoyable past. We'd rather be with somebody. And sometimes, if we don't have that fortunate luck to be around millionaires or be around freaking David Goggins and stuff, we won't have those good influence around us, right? So, to change, to really act upon your belief, to say that I want to be better, to say that I want to stop drinking every single night and just get blacked out drunk, that takes some courage. But also, that takes you to make this step out of your friend group, out of your social circle, out of your environment, which you have been conduced in for a long time. So that requires something. And that requires you to be stubborn, right? Because if we are not stubborn, if we are not stubborn to believe that this person online is telling me that I can do it, and that if I just do something better with my life today, that I can be better tomorrow, I can make tremendous change in a year. That requires stubbornness because essentially you are fighting against what you had believed for a long time, perhaps even your whole life. And most importantly, you are trying to fight off and trying to make reason of that your friends or the friends you have now may not know what they want in life or may not even have a direction in life. You have to challenge that belief, and that is hard. And if you're not stubborn, if you don't actually have this strong belief with that, then it is very difficult to change. It is very difficult to jump out of your comfort zone because doubt will indulge you and it'll cloud your reason to make any rational good decisions in your life. So being stubborn is important. Being stubborn allows us to say no to those late night parties. Being stubborn means to say no to those bad behaviors we want to stop associating with, to hang around with those people who doesn't make us feel any better, but always takes away something from us every single interaction. Being stubborn means to understand what you prioritize, to means understanding that you have a deeper purpose within you than to just work from Monday to Friday and then get blackout drunk from Friday night to Sunday and not even be recovered on Monday, right? That is a cycle we will live if you choose to still not listen, that you can be better. If you choose to listen to the people around you right now, which I am taking a guess, may not have that deep drive and motivation, that eagerness to change. Right? Having a purpose means everything. But without stubbornness and without being humble at the same time, purpose, it is very hard to find. You need some miracle to then find purpose in an environment constantly telling you and reinforcing you this belief that rich people are bad, or that this person online, this guru, doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. That may be true, but what makes you think that your friends right now knows what they're talking about? Why? Just because they are your friends? That doesn't mean they always want the best for you. They may actually want the best for you, but they only want the best for you in what they know is the best for you. And sometimes their worldview of what is best for you may actually not be what is actually best for you. So sometimes we have to go seek for these mentors, these gurus, these people online that has a life better than us, and to listen to them. And sometimes that means to be stubborn. And sometimes that is what we have to do to first just experience and just understand that there's more to this world than just going clubbing, than just getting wasted drunk, than just going to a job I absolutely dread. There's more to life than this, guys. Now, I'm not saying that you should listen to every single guru online, but all I'm saying is find someone that connects with you. Find someone who shares a past with you. Find someone who has the same beliefs and principles and values as you. Once you find someone like that, maybe it'll be wise to just kind of be open to listen to them. And when you do that, and by the way, you don't have to do everything they say, but just having that openness and willingness to take in new information will help you drastically, will help you change what you actually believe and what you actually thought the world was. And that will shift your perspective. And once your perspective has shifted, you will open your eyes to something bigger than yourself. That life has more in stock, and it definitely has plenty to go around for a lot of people. But that being said, I am going to start my first project. Now, I have been procrastinating this for a long time, but definitely today is the day. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, it is currently almost 12 p.m. and I haven't done a lot of work today. I'm gonna be straight honest with you guys. After 11 a.m., I was feeling this wave of just, I don't even know what it is. Just, I don't want to do it, and just this procrastination. And I was just so easily sidetracked, right? So, after doing about 1 hour of work, I couldn't really find my flow because I guess the task I was doing was pretty hard, and yet I still haven't started my project. But I will, guys. I promise I will start my project today because look, I already have that shit planned out, so it is just going to be putting into the work and doing it. And I think I'll actually enjoy doing the project because I'm not like doing tutorials on my screen on my laptop where I have to follow like step by step directions. And it's just daunting. It's not daunting, but it's very tedious, right? And sometimes the wording and the questions that they ask you is worded very weirdly, in my opinion, that I don't really understand. But like always, I will try my best to get over it because I do know that learning or not, if you just do it more and more and more, eventually you'll ingrain the knowledge, eventually you will learn something. So in the first time around, you may not understand exactly what you're taught, but eventually over a lot of repetition, you will learn. But that is not my purpose, guys. My purpose isn't to become the best coder, isn't to become the most knowledgeable coder who can land the best job at Microsoft or something. I am just simply learning this so that I could build a software, I could build an app that could help the people. That is the main priority of my purpose of doing this. So you guys may be wondering, what have I done for the last 1 hour then, if it is that I was bored and tired after 11 a.m. And that, I have to be honest with you guys, my mind has won. I went downstairs, I opened the TV, and I opened Netflix, and I was just browsing around. I was browsing around, seeing what new movies are out. Even though that is totally irrelevant to me, I was downstairs browsing. And I was very, very close, guys, to turn on a movie and say, you know what? Let's just forget about today and this happened. Let's just sit here and make some popcorn and just watch a movie before I pick up my sister. Because hey, who would know, right? My sister won't know, my family won't know, and I won't have to tell you guys if I did it or not. But the simple thing is that I can't do that, guys. I can't do that. I can't live like that because I have to set my priorities right. I have to control my life. I have to live by my values and principles. Otherwise, I'll do anything that I am distracted with. And that will lead to a very bad lifestyle because I had that lifestyle before. So after some initial browsing on Netflix, after some just looking around, I decided to just make some food and eat some food and come up here and make this clip. Just to tell you guys what has been happening, this difficulty that I had got faced with today so far, which definitely isn't ideal, and I'll give it to my mind. All right, he definitely won. He definitely won this afternoon. He made me distracted. He made me grab the remote and open up Netflix. I gotta admit, he won in that. But I had to say something back to him. I didn't give in. I told him who was boss, who was in control, and that was me. Right? You may had got me distracted, but guess what? I didn't get fooled by you again. I didn't get fooled by you because I got fooled by you so many times in my past that by now I had learned my lesson. That if I want to watch a movie, I will first finish my project. That if I want to go do something, I will first get done what I know is important to me. So, that being said, guys, I am going to read some books, kind of diverge my mind and attention to something else, because reading a book will help me improve in the self-improvement growth. But that being said, I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I could get some little bit more work squeezed in before I pick up my sister. But I do plan on starting my project the latest today after I pick her up, so that I could sit at my desk for 3 or 4 hours straight and hopefully get into a flow state and get that shit somewhat done. That being said, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
So guys, it is currently 9:06 and it has been a long day and heck of a roller coaster ride. I'll tell you guys that right away. So after I picked up my sister, I said I was going to start my project. I said I was going to just start coding. And unfortunately enough, when I came back, me and my sister watched a movie. And that's just brutal honesty, guys. I know earlier on today I said I was proud of myself for containing this urge or the temptation to distract myself, to waste my time. However, I eventually distracted myself. I eventually came up with the rational justification that I have been working so hard for the past few months that I deserve this. And obviously, I did it. But that is okay, because afterwards I said to myself, David, after this, you are going to sit here and you are going to use the rest of your night to code. No matter if you like it, hate it, whatever the reason is that procrastinated you to do it in the first place, you are going to sit here with yourself and do it. And that, fortunately enough, is what I had been doing after 5 p.m. So pretty much sitting here 3 hours straight with the lights off, with these earplugs in my ear, and just staring at my screen like an absolute, I don't even know the term for that type of person, but just sitting there in the dark, guys. And honestly, I enjoyed it. Although it is something new, although I have never done this before, this is like taking on like a big piece of pie that I have no room for in my tummy because I have ate so much already, right? Metaphorically. But that I enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed it. I love to solve this problem specifically because it was of my own, because I was doing something, not because some online course told me to do it this way or that I have to learn this way. This was my way. And honestly, this was the right way to go. And I'm glad that I started this project, although even if I am just making a simple rock, paper, scissors game that may actually not benefit you guys at all, but it certainly is something I have full control over. And that is very important because I am someone who likes to have control. I am not a control freak, but I do believe if I have control over my life, then there's nothing that I cannot accomplish. And sometimes just working through tutorials, working through step-by-step instructions can be tedious, and you do feel stuck in a box. And this not just applies to what I am learning at the moment or what you're learning at the moment. This applies to anything in life. If you're stuck at a job you hate, if you're stuck at your current situation because you feel like the environment or people have entrapped you with rules and standards that you have to abide, then just understand that although you may not control those outside external factors that made you feel like absolutely living crap, just know you have control and say over yourself. You decide whether you turn up tomorrow at work. You decide who you choose to tolerate and who you choose not to tolerate. And you definitely set the own baseline for yourself. So realizing that and having control back with your life, especially in this context also, which is to build my first project, was something just unbelievable, right? This feeling of just easiness that you realize that I can do what I want. And if I do it, then my way may be better than what anyone else had said because I know this is how I choose to do it. And I know this is the way I want to live my life. I want to learn like this. So although today I had plenty of fun approaching this new project, which I had been avoiding, the one lesson I learned from today is that even though we avoid hard things, even though we avoid the things that we are afraid of or worried about, sometimes facing them may actually not be as bad as we had first imagined. Sometimes doing it, we may actually like it. But just because we had bad past experience doesn't mean this time it'll be worse. Doesn't mean this time it will be just as bad. Sometimes this may be better. This may be the better choice that undo all the bad experience we did have prior to this. So I guess the lesson is to view every single opportunity as a new opportunity. Every single new opportunity as a way to grow, as a way to learn something new, and most importantly, as a way to break free from your old beliefs, from how the world has treated you as before. Because every single new day, every single minute is something new. So don't really compare the present with the past, but rather be open-minded and see the present as a bunch of affluent opportunities. That being said, today has been another roller coaster, but I quite fortunately enjoyed it. And I do hope you guys have learned something from this too, but if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.